Bruner, your host with Foster Your Future with Tyton. This is episode 4. I'm with Chaz. We're going to have a nice conversation about our foster youth backgrounds. Hi, Chaz. Can you please tell everyone who you are?
Hello, everybody. My name is Chazani Addy, or Chaz, as some people might know me. I'm a pre medical student. I love biology and I love learning and I love my animals. Love, peace, and kindness all the way.
I agree, Chaz. Love, peace, and kindness all the way. So I want to ask you a question. How did you transition from foster care to college? Can you explain the listeners about your track that way?
So basically, when I was 2 years old, my aunt, who is now my foster mother, she adopted me from my biological parents who were going through a rough time. It was a good childhood up until the age of 12 to 14. It was a lot of drama, chaos, sometimes abuse. I went to a group home when I was 16, and then I got out because she wanted me back. And then it was kind of hard because she ended up trying to make my life a little bit difficult when I was like turning 18. She took my scholarships, she told lies about me, and then basically I had to pay $300 just to get here to PA to go to college. But yeah.
Yeah, you told me about that when I first met you. I was like, "How'd you get here?" Right? And you're like, "I just got on a bus and made my way here."
No,
Right?
my friend actually drove me. I was thinking about going on a bus, but I had so much stuff.
Oh yeah, you can't forget all that stuff, and coming to college with it. Would you have TV? Did you have anything when you
No,
came?
literally, when I came here, I had everything that I paid for with my summer job. I had my laptop that was like almost $300,
Wow.
a whole paycheck right there. I have the clothes that I had from my mom that brought me some of the clothes, but then also some of the clothes that I had, I was given by my friends or I brought them myself. Toothpaste, toothbrush, all that good stuff. But then I also had like sheets, pillows, and blankets that somebody that I was staying with gave to me, which was really nice of them.
Yeah, that's nice of them. I remember it's similar to your story, even though we have like a 20 years age gap. I remember childhood was good,
Mhm.
until around the age of 11 or so. I was placed in a group home like
Yeah.
yourself. I remember meeting my foster dad, Kirk, and I'm in this. It's like the state courthouse or whatever, and he's quiet, he's calm. He's got glasses on. He had one leg crossed over the other. I had 2 trash bags full of clothes. That's all I had. And I'm looking at him, and I'm a shy kid and I'm scared. I'm not knowing what's going on. And he looks at me. He's like, "All right, you're coming with me." And like from that day on, like I stuck by his side and my foster family side. But they never left me. Yeah, and I had I had a lot of things going on in life, but they were always there for love and support. It's just crazy how those things correlate with each other, right? Like
Yeah.
your upbringing and my upbringing. So, what do you think was the biggest challenge, other than getting here and having basically nothing to your name? What do you think the biggest challenge was in this process?
I think the biggest challenge was somewhat doing everything myself, like how I was going to get here for transportation, how was I going to support myself from 2 jobs this semester, from one job last semester, and trying to join clubs. But then also before that, how was I going to pay for college when I couldn't have any parents with me, nobody called to check on me? Like my foster mom actually disowned me. Like she threw me out at 18 and I had to go stay with my ex-boyfriend, you know. But I feel like a lot of the challenges came into like doing everything myself, just having everything piled up on top of me and not having like a sense of security, because that's what parents are for, but my parents weren't there.
No, no, I absolutely agree. It's it's hard to try to navigate at such a young age on your own, right?
Yeah.
I can tell you, I've had support not only with my foster family, but people I've met along in life. And I look at them as, I hold them in high regard. I view them as mentors. And, sometimes still now I'll call them just for advice, just to check in. I've had some coaches in my day. I've had some counselors, I've had coworkers, and people that help guide me to where I am. So, being that my support system, who and what helped you the most? Like, do you know those type of people in those situations?
Yeah, I would say I have a few people, including yourself.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you.
No, like literally, I probably wouldn't have stayed for spring semester if you didn't help me like with those scholarships. Like When I came here, I was like $13,000 in debt, and I didn't know how I was going to pay that. I couldn't have a co-signer. I couldn't sign for my own because I didn't have credit. And then Mr. Tyton and his resources really helped me with my academic success, keeping me on track to get better grades, helping me get my scholarships, putting me on track to spring semester. And it's just really helped me significantly a lot because I wouldn't have had that without you. And another great support system is like my friends, mainly Liani and Layla. Like they're my two closest friends right
Shout
now.
out to Leonie and Layla. Shout out,
I
girls.
love you guys. But yeah, it's just been a roller coaster. But with you guys by my side, it's just made me more hopeful.
Okay. Um, so when you think about colleges, before we go into the next question, you said you did good last semester, right?
Mhm.
Tell everybody what you told me earlier today. Go ahead.
Okay, so today, I walked into Mr. Titan's office and I let him know that I got an A in my math class. And then I also got a B in my fundamental biology class, which I'm working on getting an A for that one. But to let you know, the professor is a hard grader. Like, he's a strict hard grader. So, like, a B in that class is like almost an A in any other class. But yeah,
I'm proud of you. Congratulations.
thank
And it's
you.
only going to go up from here. So the question I did want to ask was, what do you think from your perspective that colleges can do better for foster youth? Because in earlier episodes we talked about the biopsychosocial model, like being available for their, biological, their health, their mental health, psychological, socially, their social support, friends, mentors. What do you think colleges can do better for foster youth?
So, a big thing that I like about this college that I'm going to is that Mr. Titan, a really big resource to foster youth, he actually helps them by supporting them in their mental health, their pathways, whatever they cross in their challenges. Because I remember I was trying to get my driver's license for PA State, and he literally drove me to the Social Security office and the DMV and did not ask me to pay any gas money, which was a really big one, even though I got paid. Like I had $3,000 and he still didn't take anything from me. But I think a really big resource that colleges can do is just take into accountability that not everybody that comes to college has their family by their side or has a support system, because some of the people that come in are foster youth trying to make their living situations and their life better for the future. But sometimes I feel like people have biases towards it, or they don't understand it, or they probably don't want to understand it, because sometimes people look at it as like it's a rich experience to go to college unless you have a whole bunch of scholarships, which might not be the case for everybody.
Yeah, and I touched on stigmas. Some foster youth, and I know it was for me younger, more of the behavioral aspect where, whether I was acting up or going through something, when people tend to label other people like, oh, you're a problem child or you're this,
Hmm.
I think what you mentioned goes for all students too, not just specifically foster care, but there's a lot of students out there that need a lot of support. I can tell you this one thing that keeps me motivated other than my family and my daughter and the people I love is when I look at that statistic of only 3 to 4% of foster youth graduating with a bachelor's degree.
Hmm.
And I mentioned that in episodes before, and that's horrible. I mean, I don't like that. I want to help change it. And I started with myself. I'm in the doctorate program now. I graduate in the summer. But when you think about motivation, and another thing for motivation, when people say no to me and they say, you can't do that,
Yeah,
right?
it makes you want to go
It
get
makes you want to go get it,
it.
right? So what do you think that keeps you motivated?
A big thing that keeps me motivated is my transition onto becoming a doctor and just getting the grades to get into medical school, because I know that my life purpose and my calling is to save someone's life, and I want to one day be able to clear somebody from a clinically brain damaged person to a comatose state. I was reading up on a study in India a while
Okay.
ago. Or being an oncologist and curing cancer. I have really big ambitions to become a doctor, and nothing's going to stop me.
That's what I like to hear. You got this. You know you got this. You got the drive, girl. So for anybody that's whether they're a foster care mentor out there, a foster student, someone dealing with foster youth, or a foster parent, what advice would you give those people that come from our background that are considering attending college?
A big one that I would tell you is to cut all the negative energy out of your life, because negative energy and the people you surround yourself with with the same mindset of being negative all the time can really have an effect on your mental health and your achievements on doing better in life. And sometimes they just do it out of jealousy. And misery loves company. So a big one that I would say, as soon as you get into college, whoever is toxic, whoever is mean to you, whoever disrespects you or just doesn't respect your boundaries, you need to let them know you're not going for that. And if they don't want to change, you cut them off. There's no third, fourth, five, 10 chances. No, we're not doing that.
Boundaries, people.
Yes.
Boundaries are key, okay? And I know a lot of times it's hard to say no,
Yeah.
but you do have to stand up for yourself. You do have to seek support, and you got to be able to hold that nice boundary with anyone that treats you in that way, because that's not cool. We know that.
Self respect.
Self respect, self love, all of it. So my other question is, what are your goals for this summer? Because we already know what you want to do after graduation. So what are your goals this summer and then even into next semester? Because I think that I would like to have you on here again,
Yeah.
and just I want people to know your progress, because I know out there you can be able to, touch somebody with your story and things like that. So what are your goals for the remaining of this semester, summer, and coming in fall?
So, a big one for me right now for the semester is finishing strong with A's, no less than A's. Like, I'm going to push myself to the max. And I already have two jobs right now. So, if I have to like drop one of them just to study more, I will do so. Something that I want to do in summer is an internship at the aviary, like the National Aviary, for like community hours, so I can put that on my resume. And so when I apply to either medical school or if I do decide to become a vet, I have that right there on my background. But I think I'm going to become a medical.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can work on that. I had a leader a couple summers ago. I wrote her a letter of recommendation. She actually did her internship at the Pittsburgh Zoo. So yeah, she was hanging out with the seals and the penguins.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, it was pretty cool.
oh.
So with all that being said, do you have any last minute advice for any of the listeners out there?
Just take it one day at a time, because at the end of the day, you might not be able to fix everything or everyone that you want in your life, but you can control you and you can control your actions and how you go about things. You can be positive, you can be negative. It's all up to you. But take it one day at a time. And if you believe in something like God, the universe, karma, or Mother Nature, for say, I just say take it one step at a time and pray towards good things instead of like hatred or anything like that.
I love that. So I want to thank you, Chaz, for sharing your story. Your journey is inspiring, and I know we can touch others' lives and inspire them to do the same and keep pushing. So, with that being said, for those listening, remember support is out there. Stay connected. Share this episode with whoever you know that can benefit from it if they need a little bit of motivation during the day, and keep fostering your future.
Bye.